Hello, Bedrock School District. I'm Skylar Chilton.
And I'm Matthew Griffin.
And we make up Griffinsky advising firm. You guys have been presented with grants over the next 2 years. First year totaling $1.5 million and the next totaling $1 million. So to help you allocate those funds accordingly, we have broke it up into 2 phases of how we plan on spending the money. First phase, we plan on adding 4 different teams and 2 different sports. The first one is men's and women's tennis. So the first thing we're gonna have to do is build a tennis court. Can't have a tennis team without a tennis court. So it's gonna be $60,000 to build a court, and that court will be good for the whole school because not only will the tennis team be able to use it, but when there's no practices or things like that, students can actually check it out and come out and play tennis. So it'll be good for the whole school. And it's going to be, the total expenses for each team, men's and women's, is going to be a total of $23,200. The next thing that we're planning on doing is bringing in 2 different really popular sports, which is soccer. We want to bring in a men's and women's team for that. The total expenses for each team are going to be $33,700 a piece. Also, we're going to use the football field, which is where they're going to play their soccer games. So one thing we are going to need, though, we're going to need some goalposts. The total expenses for the soccer posts are going to be $4,284, and that's going to include 2 really high quality goalposts for soccer.
Next, we have a couple renovations we have planned for the football stadium. First off, we are going to put in stadium lights, which the school currently does not have. That way we can play games on Friday nights like most high schools already do. We think this will bring in a lot more fans, adding the lights, and so that's going to cost $200,000 to have the stadium lit. Next, we are going to renovate the bleachers. So first of all, we're going to take $200,000 and upgrade the visiting side. So we'll keep the bleachers we have now, just upgrade them. And then on the home side, we're going to use the remaining $400,000 to completely put in new bleachers. So this will look good with the lights, and we'll have a lot more fans coming in, and they'll have a nice place to sit.
To go along with that, we're actually going to resurface the track, and that'll be great for not only students but the athletes as well, because students, like in PE class, when you go out there, have a nice track and everything, and also for fans, it'll be pleasing to the eyes. That's going to cost $300,000, but that'll be a worthy investment. The next really big thing that we plan on doing that's going to be really great for this school is expanding the weight room and getting more weights for the school, and that'll be great for athletes, and that'll be great for getting people to be excited about going to the gym and things like that. So, first thing we're going to do is expand the weight room. It's going to be $45,000 to expand the weight room. That is going to be really good because it's going to be bigger. It's going to be more people can come in there and lift at one time. Different teams can come in, and that's going to be really the main process. We want to turn it in from a weight room to a gym. We also want to add in cardio equipment because there's no cardio equipment currently at Bedrock. We're going to add in 8 new cardio machines, and they're $1,000 a piece, so it's going to be a total of $8,000 for those. Next, we're going to add 2 weight benches. They're at $150 a piece. To go along with the new weight benches, we're also going to bring in a new set of weights. The new weights are going to be $200 a piece and $400 total. Next thing we're going to add is completely new dumbbells.
Currently, we have some of the best baseball and softball fields in the area, but the main problem with these fields is that they do not currently have seating at them. So we're proposing that we add permanent bleachers at the baseball and softball field. So that will include 2 bleachers on the home and visitor side at each field, for a total of 8 bleachers costing us $52,000. And we think this is a good investment to support our baseball and softball teams. That way we can have more fans come to the games, and that'll encourage more kids to want to play on the teams. Next, we're going to redo the gym floor. It's been a long time since that's been redone. Currently, we're just resurfacing it every 2 years. And by the second year, it's becoming unsafe and it's not looking very good. So it's going to cost us $65,000. Our last thing in phase 1 will be hiring an assistant athletic director, and we will go over that a little later in the presentation.
So that's the end of phase 1. So phase 2, we're going to really get started, and we're getting some awesome changes to the football stadium and also to the gym for basketball. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add in stadium turf to the football field, and that's going to be a total of $750,000. It's a big investment, but not only will it be pleasing to the eye, to the fans, it's going to be actually more safe for the athletes, and that'll be really good for future and current athletes.
Secondly, to update our gym along with the gym floor, in year 2 we are going to put in all new bleachers into the gym. Currently our bleachers are very old and are only manually operated, so we're going to put in a nice set of new electric bleachers. And that'll cost us $200,000.
So that's all for phase 2. It's not as long and detailed as phase 1, but it's 2 really important things that will have great benefits for the school.
Next, we're going to go over the hire of our assistant athletic director. We've decided to hire Steve Hausman. In our process for looking for assistant athletic director, we were looking for somebody who was going to be able to work full-time, nights, during the weeks, weekends, and during the full summer. And so that broke our candidate pool down to about 4 people, and then we looked just based on experience and the salary they were looking for, and that led us to Mr. Houseman. We think he's the best candidate of the pool of candidates we received. His salary with all benefits included is going to cost us $53,760, but we definitely think this money is well worth it.
We at Griffinsky have been informed that there's been several disciplinary problems that have gone on with athletes at Bedrock, and we want to ensure that students are the most important thing, but they're students before athletes. We need to ensure that they're doing good in school as well as doing good on the field. So there's a few different problem areas that there's been around. The first is grades. There's going to be a requirement from now on that all athletes must acquire a 2.5 GPA before they're eligible to play sports. And any that fall below that are banned until they show progress from like a progress report or something from another teacher that show that they're improving on their grades. The second thing that we really want to improve on is attendance to class, because you have to be in class to learn these things. So we want to make sure that the students are going to class. And to ensure that, we're going to have student class checkers that are volunteers that go after school. They end up going around to wherever the athletes have classes, and they check with the teachers to ensure that the athletes were at class. We're going to have a policy where if you get 4 unexcused absences without having any kind of documentation, then there's going to be punishment for that. First absence, you're going to get a warning. The student's going to be informed, and after that, we're going into the second absence, which is going to be more cardio after school when you're in practice from your coach. So the coach is going to have to be involved in this as well. The third unexcused absence, the student athlete will miss 1 game. After the fourth unexcused absence, the student athlete will be banned from competition until he or she can improve on their attendance. Third, we want to improve on behaviors, not only at school and in public, but on social media as well. We're going to have office visits that are going to be reported to the coaches. The coach is going to have to be involved in this as well to ensure that they're behaving at practice in school. Also, we're going to have social media checkers. So what this is going to be, there's going to be a social media page that each of the student athletes are going to have to friend on whatever social media they're on, and it's going to be monitored, the things that they say on social media. Lastly, we want to ensure that the students remain drug-free. There's been some problems with drug possession and people get in trouble for alcohol and things like that at Bedrock. We don't want that to happen. There's going to be random drug tests throughout the year for all the student athletes, and if a student fails that drug test, then they're immediately banned from competition and playing on the team, and they must receive counseling at school. Next is going to be random police dog checks. So there's going to be a police unit that brings in dogs to scout out to see if there's any like drugs in the school or in the vehicles outside and things like that. We just want to ensure that there's nobody bringing it to school.
That concludes our proposal for the school district. So we think with these proposals that we'll first meet your goal of raising the percentage of student athletes. Also, we're going to make our campus as a whole and all the athletic equipment more appealing to those looking to possibly move into the Bedrock School District. Also, we think with the new disciplinary system that our athletes will be more well-behaved, better students overall, and will be role models for the community. So we just wanted to say thank you for hiring us. We look forward to continuing to work with your school district. Thank you again.
Thank you.